Так, всем привет. Продолжаем наше дикое приключение. Come Deliverance. Опять же, вчера прочитали проповедь, но были проблемы с сохранением. Почему-то игра опять не сохранилась. То есть нам нужно будет проповедь прочитать еще раз. Но на сей раз мы пойдем несколько другим путем. Выпьем настой из календулы с тем, чтобы сбавить алкогольное опьянение.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Так, уверенно начинаем читать проповедь.
Brothers and sisters.
Boy has a cheek.
Отчаянный малый. Так.
One should not believe in the church.
Попробуем так.
The church is not God.
He's right.
Продолжим многословно.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on, and it is all due to
Провал, потому что не хватает у
the
нас.
corrupt servants of God. They think
Prague didn't do much for him.
Так.
it is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters, Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Любой спас-бросок будет отрицательным.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. Look at them. They boo, and that is not right, because...
And it was all.
I say to you, in the words of Jan Hus, he who knows much, let each speak as much as he knows, and he who knows nothing, let him at least teach his neighbour one virtuous deed by setting him good example. And that applies both to priests.
That is conclude.
That is all I heard him proud.
Непонятно.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soap
Да.
is.
Прошла проповедь.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a silver tongue.
I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague. He told him nicely.
Выкрутились на сей раз.
Well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin,
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you,
Well, Now, Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first, they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhoff.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pious. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
По-другому, все по-другому, да. Лучше. Отлично, у нас есть следующая зацепка. Можем идти дальше по Весту и не обшаривать город, как это было вчера. Вопрос только в том, почему игра не сохранилась на этой контрольной точке. Задание выполнено, отлично. Ладно, пойдемте по основному заданию. Пока что ки. После можно будет вернуться и заняться мелочью. Ого, сколько идти-то. Либо же посмотреть, что здесь интересного. Персонаж с заданием. Во-первых, мне, наверное, стрелы нужны все-таки сейчас. Так, давайте исследуем неизвестные места. Нам в ту сторону, да. Может быть, здесь что-то будет полезное. Так, надо, наверное, оружие, там броню одеть и так далее. Мягкие поножи. Серебряное кольцо. Меч торговца, тяжелый щит, лук крестьянина из орешника и улучшенная охотничья стрела. Все, экипированы, погнали. Фактически надо сначала чекнуть, что здесь происходит. Бакалейщик. Бакалейщик — это хорошо. И теперь возвращаемся сюда. Так, и попробуем дойти до купца и продать тот хлам, что у нас скопился. Так, это вот купец.
Saint Joseph, I implore you.
God be with you.
значит, я понял. Это тот купец. А, это бакалейщик. Купец дальше находится. В этом доме. А, вот купец. Поговорить с купцом.
Good health to you.
Давай поторгуем. Так, что у тебя есть? Стрела. Качественная стрела, 125 урон, малый набор кузнеца. Продать. Топор. Друг наемника. Доспехи. Осколок. На самом деле не так-то уж и много я от него получу. Товар из календулы, вино, противоядие, спасительный шнапс. Ну вот один. Корзина. Поторгуемся немножко.
Can we do something about...
Why not? Aye.
Монетку сохранить.
Be off now. Hey!
Что? Я уже что-то нарушаю? Так, ладно. Бежим тогда, бежим. Вот сюда вот, наверное. Быстрое перемещение. И потом идем искать вот этого разбойника. Труп на дороге. Что же это происходит? Что случилось?
What are you doing here?
What are you on about? But you, poacher.
I wasn't hunting. That cat...
Horse shit.
Так, у меня 6 минус 2.
I like a good fight. Sometimes that means get...
You look more... Why, you still have the bow you shot it with.
Someone like me can't afford to try...
I suppose that's true. I've got a funny feeling about you, but I can't be...
That's a relief. We'll just have to report it to someone. Unfortunately, there's...
Доезжаем до точки. Что случилось? Алло. Алло. Нахрен ты можешь? Второй мост переходим. Да, второй мост переходим. Вот она, дорога на запад идет. И нам, по идее, нужно по вот этой дороге до вот этого перекрестка и дальше опять на север. Да, сюда заходим. Город. Новый город исследовать. Перекусить можно. Что мне здесь нужно? Мне нужно выследить вонючку. Информацию. Бандит здесь. Окей. Ну, что, каждого спрашивать теперь.
I'm honored that an...
I'm looking for a fellow called...
You mean Hinek? He's the...
Any idea where I could find?
I don't know. Try at his folks' house.
So you know this Hinner?
Not much, I confess. Most of the...
Why is that?
Well, no one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki keeps bad company.
What can you tell me about the...
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush. He won't talk to anyone.
Why do they call Hinek Riki?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you ever get downwind of him, you'd understand. Tanning isn't a trade for a...
True enough, but not every curry.
Well, Hinek's nature's no sweeter than
Why has he got such a...
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Rate for thieving. And in Noya...
So a bit more than high spirit?
Just so. We're all...
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
Well, he's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
Так, у нас есть зацепка, это вот поговорить с отцом Вонючки и выследить Вонючку, либо же поговорить с той девкой с купальни. Ну, начнем с отца, наверное. То есть они занимаются изготовлением кож. Выделыванием кож. Вот он, кажи. Поговорить.
I'm honored that a knight...
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki.
Sure.
Ah.
I don't know.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes?
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets.
Watch your tongue, peasant. I'm an envoy of Sir Radzig Kabila, and this is an official...
I apologize if I offended you, young man. But still, I don't know where Hinek is. He turned up at the house a while back, but then he vanished again in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went? What?
Look, it's been clear to me for a long time that my boy was headed for the gallows. But I'm still his father, right?
If you value your son's life at all, you better pray I find him, because I'm not the only one looking for him.
That's no surprise. But what of it? If you're here on behalf of Sir Radzig, there's nothing waiting for Hinek but the gibbet.
It doesn't have to be that way. If Hinek cooperates, he can save his neck.
I can't say you put my mind at ease. But, all right. He was here a few days ago. But he...
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about...
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Don't you have any clue at all?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there is all.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
He had money because he sold the stuff right away?
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin.
All right, I'll have... What more do you know? Bloody hell. Start using your head or I'll never... How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when he...
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one thing. He'd come home...
So he probably went through thick woods to get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to you about...
I'm very busy, so...
Do you at least know any friends he's...
As far as I know, nobody here in the village.
I heard he's seeing some bath...
Maybe. He can't get it for free.
Так, продолжаем расследование. Выследить Вонючку не обязательно. Убитого яичка корчмаря. Ну давайте поговорим с девкой из купальни. Начнем с девки.
My respects to you.
What's with the tag?
I notice you're asking questions. Are you the Inquisition by any chance?
No, I'm Henry, of Scalets.
From Scalets? I'm that.
It's just that I sometimes...
Try your hand, do you? I know plenty who do. When you can score as high as me at chumps, then...
I've got no idea what you're...
Never played chumps? And you call yourself an archer? Chumps is a game for real archers. It tests your strength, stamina, and accuracy. And it can be an...
So what exactly...
I'll tell you. A bunch of logs are floated down the river. Then you count it. At the end of the course, someone collects all the logs and counts the strikes. Whoever has the... Each archer has 20 arrows with their own coloured fletching, and the contest ends when the last log floats through the finish line.
Sounds like good fun.
Fun? My friend, it will bring you out in a proper sweat, and you'll be well pleased to hit just 1 or 2 blocks. So how about it then? Fancy a bout? You'll need your own bow, but I'll supply the arrows with coloured fletching.
It sounds interesting.
Well, if you ever want to gamble away pots of money, just ask.
Угу. Так, здесь можно поиграть в эту безумную игрушку. Так, ладно, но мы идем к женщине, мы идем в купальню. Вот она, Аделла.
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
I just wanted to ask you a few questions. It's not my business how you live your life.
I'm glad to hear it. Some folk don't care for the way I make a living.
I can imagine.
So what about you then? You look a bit careworn. A bath with a bit of company might do you good.
Maybe later, sweetheart. Right now, I have some questions to ask.
Ask away then.
I found out that Hinek goes poaching in the woods and he's got a hideout there. What do you know about it? Don't worry. Hinek has much bigger problems than being caught poaching. And you're not involved in it anyway, are you?
No, I'm not. It's true he used to go hunting in the woods sometimes. When he came back, he'd usually come to me. That's all.
Do you know what route he took? At least the general direction. Anything that could help me find his hideout.
I think he usually went through the woodcutter's camp, 'cause he always brought me freshly chopped firewood, and he had wood chips on his boots.
Good. So at least I know where to start. Do you know who he sold it to?
He never told me straight up. But who...
For sure. How did you know he'd been to the...
He always talked about what he caught, and he never came to me at other times.
When did you last...
A few days ago, he came...
And that was on you...
I never saw him drink much.
So he was acting strangely then?
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He keeps prattling on and didn't seem to care about... you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything...
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it. But he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye. And then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl, and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me, and we could get married and such. All just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layer...
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where...
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you. Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money.
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
So you only felt sorry?
Both of us are the black sheep of the...
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinek thinks differently.
Another thing about...
Yes?
Так, ну я получил инфо более чем достаточно. У нас есть данные по тайнику этого Гинека. И у нас есть тайник. Ну давайте, ладно. Сначала с Кошмарем поговорим.
I'll be with you.
What's happening around?
Ah, you know how it is. Like that sake, it started an archery contest here. If you want it, and that's not, especially at the mill, not a week goes by without some ruckus there. Whenever they're planning some mischief, they're always huddled there in the corner. Ah, and there's more. Now I think of it, I've not seen Cunhutta, the local herbal. She always comes here once a week for a tankard of ale, but she ain't.
I want to ask about the courier's son.
But ask someone else. They've nothing to do with it. They only drive my customers.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard
Who are you, anyway?
a friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't tell anyone.
What have our deals got to do with where he disappeared to?
More than you think. It's likely Riki is hiding out at his poaching yard. And believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him. And it's even easier to go to the castle and tell them. Poaching's a crime, after all.
All right. But give me your word of honor.
You have my word.
Fine.
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all.
But
I happen to know it's a dark place. A cave or an old mine shaft.
how do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so he had to have a light for that.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you...
How much game did he bring you?
Not much. A few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry hears something, otherwise it ends up in sauce.
Так, есть инфо по поводу... Сначала нужно все-таки, наверное, его клад найти. Под западной... Под западной стенкой его дома, то бишь это где-то вот здесь. Сначала нужно дойти посмотреть.
Hey, what are you up to? Are you looking for someone?
Седьмой. Так, сила. Так, четвертый домова, второго.
What are you doing?
Давай поговорим.
Don't you have any clue at all where it's hiding?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hide.
Подождем 6 часов, нужно выкопать. Возможно, придется подозвать лошадь, потому что в лошади у меня лопата. Так, в час ночи все уснуть должны. Лошади лопата. Эй, чувак, ты что не спишь?
What's it to be?
Давай до 3 подождем, это не проблема. Он что, вообще что ли не спит? Он должен спать.
Под западным углом дома. Закажи в мастерской.
Под западным углом дома. Мастерской. Получается, либо здесь.
Покажи мне секрет, почему открывает.
Стоп, а где это наземная мастерская? Вот она, кожевенная мастерская. Какие дома есть за улица?
Нет, ты смотри, там они моих огородов. На карте нет. Блин.
Но она мешает.
Понимаешь, что ты поверил?
Не было.
Было.
Нет.
Да?
Мне на потом экипировать надо или нет? Кожевенная мастерская.
А. Что там было?
Это не западная. Так, беда. То есть тут по факту 4 дома. Раз, два, три, 4. В одном из 4 он может зарыть, а он может быть зарыт. Нет, ну... Нет. Стоп. Что было? Моргнуло вправо, я понимаю. Чего? Так. Ну ладно, пойдем тогда на вернемся к этому позже. нашел пещеру, окей. Нет, найди скрытую шахту, она завалена. Бесполезно. Методом исключения тогда идем к следующей цели. Это пусть будет F. Найди штольню на выступе.
Там через речку, вероятно, придется. Пойдем это.
Пока пробуем идти, дальше будем думать. В речке броды бывают. О, кабанчик.
Не объявят.
Нет, с моей стрельбой не объявят меня браконьером. Это дичь вообще. В нее не попасть никак. Попал же. Ну в модельку-то попал. Сейчас нет. Ай, ну ее нахрен. Ну куда ты косишь, животное? Ура! Великая победа Альянса. Мясо благородного оленя. Так, 137. Лошадь. Ну ладно. Так, надо обратить внимание, что лошадь у нас теперь по полной загружена этим мясом оленя. Ладно, идем на F. Смотрим, что там происходит. Нужно брод найти какой-нибудь, перейти реку и осмотреть вот ту шахту. Нам нужно найти это место. Может, река мелкая?
I can't go any further. The current could sweep me to my death.
Так, брод есть здесь. Ну, пойдем на запад. Может быть, там тоже где-то брод. Ну, тут должен быть где-то переход. Не один я такой, кто пошел этим путем, наверное. Так, ну вот здесь какая-то пещера есть, и там кто-то ходит. Кто ходит? А, это косули или кто это? Не понял. Зомби пещера. Отлично. Окей, отличная пещера. Так, теперь что у нас еще есть? Пещера здесь и либо же спросить у дровосеков в лагере. Ну давай. Так, чтобы не потеряться, надо сразу метку поставить, то что-то этих меток реально много. Ничего не значит. Отлично. О, полегче. Лошадь не самое универсальное средство передвижения. Видимо здесь. На северо-восток погнали. Стоять, а ты кто такой? Загадочник? Ну давай с тобой.
How about a small wit?
That depends.
It's simple. I tell you a riddle. If you solve it.
That sounds good.
Now,
Listen
Слушай
carefully.
внимательно.
In the feast hall on the table
Если
are 10
стоят
candles.
10 свечей, вдруг порыв ветра
Suddenly,
сдувает 2 свечи.
a gust
Значит,
of
может
wind
гасить
throws
еще
up. The
одну
servant,
свечу.
therefore,
Слуга затворяет
closes the
ветер,
hall
больше
window.
свечи, он придёт и заново
Now
зажигает
the
новую.
wind cannot blow out anymore. So how many candles can the servant find to relight the following
Так,
morning in the
первоначально,
hall?
значит, подул ветер, затушил 2.
Потом еще одна.
Ну, вот, стоп, потом потухла еще одна. Он окно закрывает. То есть эти 2 ему затушить не стало 3.
Is the correct answer. While the wind blows out 3, 7 burn down completely overnight, so the next day only those 3 can be rekindled. Well, what can I do? Here's your 10.
We may well do so.
Окей. Окей. Это кошерная эта пещера. Ага. Да-да-да, и позже здесь, понятно. То есть мы нашли ее. Единственный момент, что мне хп маловато.
Jesus Christ, what am I to do? Not that I can expect any useful advice from you. At least, you've no more cares.
Need someone to talk to?
Fuck! Don't kill me. I can explain. I won't tell anyone. I swear, I've no one to tell anyway. Just please don't kill me.
I'm not planning to kill you.
You're not one of Runt's men?
No.
Then who are you?
I come here in the name of Sir Radzig Kabila and Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating...
Got no idea.
Save your breath. If you want any chance to escape the gallows, you'd better...
Jesus Christ. This will never be over.
So?
Fine then.
That Neuhoff raid of yours didn't turn out quite as planned, did it?
Depends on whose plan you're talking about. We were up to it, to grab some loot and bugger off. Only
What do you mean, Runt's cutthroat?
There were 2 gangs there. Mine and Runt's. We was only there.
But when you realised what they had in mind, you didn't have
Разногласия.
But we didn't know nothing,
О чем они спорили?
even though we were going to Neuhoff. They told us to keep watch on the courtyard. Well, they were cutting the horses' throats. Jesus, that fucking vexed me. Their horses was the most valuable thing there. When I spoke up, though, Runt gave me such a bollocking I knew I'd better keep my mouth shut. And when they said we was going to kill anything that moved, then we knew there was no going back.
Ну расскажи о своей банде.
That gang of yours, what can you tell me about them?
Don't know what you want to know. There was 4 of us. Me, Timmy, Limpy Lubosh, and Pius Pava. Sometimes we'd rob a place or hold up pilgrim.
I'm sure you did mischief enough. Who led you?
Pius. He was the oldest, and he'd mostly find the jobs for us, plan them and the like. He got us into that fucking mess in Neuhof, too.
What about the others?
Timmy's strong as an ox, with a brain to match. You got more sense out of a fence post. And Limpy, I've been with him the longest. He's my...
Where did the rest of your gang end up?
You saw Limpy, right?
Yes, but he's no use to me now. Tell me where...
I don't know nothing about Pius. He vanished in the woods, and I haven't seen him since.
Which mill?
The windmill a bit north of...
Who got your 2 gangs together? You must have made contact somehow, right?
Pius. He comes to us and says he's got this prime job. We're gonna rob a farm, he says. That was a big deal, because mostly we just did small stuff. Hold up on the road now and then. Nothing fancy.
So Pius knew them?
I suppose, but I don't know where from. We even got paid up front. I should have known from the start it was too good to be true.
I don't suppose you know where they got to after the raid?
On the way to Neuhof, Timmy told me he was at their camp with Pius. I reckon that's where they've gone now.
Did Timmy tell you where the camp is?
Somewhere in the woods. He didn't say nothing more. Thing is, Timmy's got quite an imagination.
Tell me exactly how the raid went down.
Well, we stormed in from the rear. Runt's people started slaughtering the horses. Jesus, that was bleeding horrible. Meanwhile, me and Limpy had a sniff round the stable.
What did you find?
Smill, Sir Hanish's groom. I don't know why he was up and what he was doing in the stables, but we took advantage of the situation. Then it all fell apart at the seams. Quicker than you'd believe. Runt comes running up and skewers the groom like a pig for roasting. My jaw dropped.
And it wasn't?
No.
What happened then?
I'm gaping at Smill, stuck through and through, and I noticed this boy standing at the other end of the stables. The stupid sods pointing at us, jaw hanging down to his knees, saying, "I know you." Runt turns to us and hisses, "Take him down." So me and Lubosh start running, because the lad took to his heels. At the same time, we could hear the noise of the skirmish in the courtyard. We caught up with the boy at the next farmhouse. I knock him to the ground, but he bashes me with some piece of iron so hard my head's ringing like a fucking church bell. Limpy grabs it off him and stands over him with his bodkin in his hand, and I start praying. In the end, Limpy just gives him a kick and says, "Beat it, Ginger." And then Runt shows up at the gate and hollers that we gotta go, so we scarp it.
What happened after the raid?
We were waiting for that fool, Timmy. Same place as we met them before, so he'd know where we were, right? Stupid fucking idea. But Pius didn't want to leave him behind. Only when Timmy finally turned up, 2 of Runt's men were dragging him.
There was some difference of opinion?
You could say that, yeah. They started on us right away that we were traitors. They knew we'd let somebody get away, and now we were going to pay for it. They started trying to surround us, and we knew what was coming. Limpy took his bodkin and let that fucker have it in the belly.
Runt?
One of the others. Timmy broke free from them and we all took to our heels. Luckily, they were so buggered from the raid, they didn't follow us for long. They just shouted that they'd...
That's all I need to know.
Well...
Hey, over here!
Они его тоже нашли. Окей.
Oh shit. Runt's people.
Их всего трое,
We've gotta
и
get
щитов
out
у
of
них
here.
нету. Ох, он хорошо зайдет.
We'll never outrun them. Fuck! At least they don't know I'm here. The two of us can take them by surprise.
No fucking way. I'm gone.
Look here. If you run, they'll catch up with you and kill you. And me too. Together, we stand a better chance.
Jesus Christ. All right. I suppose you're right.
What's that? What have we got here? Entertainment! Great! Is that all you've got?
Сохранилась.
Come here, Lily Liver.
Не пиздец. А куда этот убежал, ублюдок, а? Я убью его! Ребят, я вам обещаю, я убью его! За то, что он кинул меня.
You're dead!
Блин, ну с полными хп бы драться было бы сильно лучше и проще.
What's the matter?
Не писец. Игра окончена. Но это не просто будет. Вопрос в том, откуда ее начинать будем. Ну, наверняка с этой катсцены. Наверняка. Да.
What's that? What's going on there? The answer to my prayers. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone.
Вот такой.
Охренеть, ты промазал лучника, который спиной стоял. Искусственный интеллект в действии.
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
Как во «Властелине колец» первой части орк. Добил, обобрать. Ух ты, таблички. Так, а что там дальше нужно по заданию?
В принципе, нам его спасать не будет.
Ну это странно вообще. Это вообще странно. Но заодно и восстановимся. То есть получается, этот Вонючка, он по скрипту убегает просто. И все, что мы можем сделать, это позволить ему убежать. С тем, чтобы вот как в последнем сохранении два разбойника на него забайтились и убежали за ним. Так, после сна игра сохраняется, походу, да. Игра сохранена. Так, на сём этот эпизод закончим. Час 11 уже идет. Все. Всем спасибо. Это был, насколько я помню, 9-й эпизод. Так, сейчас, секундочку, я проверю. Да, это был 9-й эпизод. Конец. Продолжаем. Дальше будет больше. Оставайтесь с нами, пожалуйста. До скорого.